To mask or not to mask? That's the question today. There's a lot of arguments going on the internet about wearing masks, not wearing masks, about the government making mandates to wear masks. I'm personally consider myself a libertarian. However, on this particular issue, a lot of libertarians are going way too far into the conspiracy territory of this is a government conspiracy to take more control over the people. I'm here to tell you, as a libertarian, I'm in the Libertarian Party because I feel that they're normally the people that look at things in the most logical way. But right now, there's a lot of them out there that are just I don't know what's wrong. Why they can't just look at the facts, the science. I mean, yeah, masks do not prevent COVID transmission. We all know that. But the science clearly states that you don't even need to worry about medical science. Just the physics of how water droplets work is all you need to know that a water droplet molecule interacting with a mask made of cloth, it's going to stick to the cloth like a fly to a spider web. So, wear a mask. I mean, if you don't want the government telling you to wear a mask, then proactively wear a mask so the government doesn't have to tell you to wear a mask. But as we can see all across the country, nobody can get it through their heads to wear a mask, even with everybody telling them to wear a mask. Everywhere they see, even on Facebook advertisements, there's, hey, wear a mask. It helps everybody. So if you're not wearing a mask at this point, it's not because the science isn't available to you and the communication hasn't gotten to you. If you're not wearing a mask at this point, it's simply because you're too selfish to wear a mask. Either that or you're too ignorant to do the 3 minutes of research required to realize that a water molecule, which carries COVID-19, can go into a cloth mask and will stick to the mask. Not all of it, but some of it. And if you're not willing to wear a simple piece of cloth on your face just when you're around other people for maybe half an hour to an hour, or if you work in a situation, then yeah, you got to wear it longer, but that's part of your job. If you're not willing to do that, to simply help somebody else around you, you're seriously the worst kind of human. I've tried compassionately to explain this to people in my social circles for a while now. But at this point, several months in, this is no longer a request. This is a requirement that we need in order to get this under control. People are dying. I'm at a huge risk of dying, so this is personal to me. I'm a diabetic, and I have asthma. By the way, I have asthma. That mask does not make it harder for me to breathe. If that mask is making it harder for you to breathe, it's either psychological or you need to go see a doctor immediately. Stop watching this video, dial 911, come back later when you're in the hospital and you're waiting for 5 hours to go see somebody. It's just some random thoughts I had today. I figured I'd get them on video. I know this is going to be a very controversial idea, so if anybody comes across this video and you just hate everything I'm saying, that's fine. We should disagree on things, but we need to talk these things out, and we can only do that when both people want to come to a solution. And the solution here has to be, we need to wear masks. This is how we're going to survive as a human race here. If we can't do it with something with, as a lot of people like to bring up, a 99% survival rate, what are we going to do when we get a real bug that has like a 50% death rate and people won't wear a mask because America? I mean, what are we going to do at that point? This is a test run, if anything else. But like I said, I'm not somebody who wants the government taking over everything. I'm a libertarian at heart. I'm a registered libertarian, but not on this issue. This breaks the NAP. If you're a libertarian or a libertarian adjacent, you know what the NAP is all about. If you read the NAP in a logical way, this is an NAP violation. And for those of you who are libertarian or conservative, why is this a political issue anyway? This is a science issue. This should not be a political issue. Sure, liberals are politicizing this on the media, but that doesn't mean we have to. If you're going to let somebody else politicizing something make you think that somehow the science isn't real because of something somebody else is doing, what does that say about you? If you can't think critically on something, despite what somebody else is saying on the opposite side of whatever issue you're talking about, what does that say about you? Also, this is my first video, so I'm not looking in the camera very often, but these are just some random thoughts I had. If anybody has some comments, as long as you don't, or you're not just here to name call, as long as you have some actual opinions, I'm happy to hear them. I'm happy to have a conversation with you about them, because I think we need to have more conversations in this country and around the world. But if you're here to name call, I'll probably just block you, because honestly, we don't need that kind of hate in the world. There's enough of that already. But if you're here to have an actual conversation, I'm willing, and I look forward to those conversations. But the conversation has to be about what we need to do to get everybody wearing masks. It can't be about, oh, masks won't stop it, or masks aren't enough, or whatever. The science is already in. Physics simply says that a water droplet molecule is going to interact with a piece of cloth. It's just going to happen. We can test this in a lab. So we can argue all day over the semantics of how protective it is, but we know it's protective in a certain amount. So if even if it's 1%, let's say it's 1%. So if you have a 1% chance of saving a person's life, and all it costs you is to wear a cloth mask, why wouldn't you do that? And if you won't do that over 1%, what does that say about you? That's what I'd like you to think about. Because in the end, this is about actual humans actually dying. Most people know somebody who's had it at this point. My mom had it. She didn't social distance like she was supposed to. She wasn't wearing a mask like she was supposed to. But even people who do still get it sometimes, because it's not 100% safe to wear a mask. It's still risks every time you go outside. But what are we gonna do? We gotta get groceries. We gotta go to work. But we don't have to go to beaches. We don't have to go on vacation right now. Stay indoors. Stay safe. Put on a mask, because we're one big family. We all originated in Africa 200,000 to 400,000 years ago or whatever. We're one giant family, and I care about everyone as if they were my family, and I want everybody else to care about everybody the same way. So please just help us here. That's all I gotta say today. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and I hope everybody's doing well.